Hello there, my crafty friends. It is Candy here from sweetstamper.com, and it is time for a little Thursday night stamping. And we have lots to talk about tonight. I got lots to share with you, lots to show you, and hopefully inspire you to do more stamping. You know, there is something about, I've got a glare. There is something about what we do that is very therapeutic. It's very good for the soul. So, you know, when I first started stamping, I used to tell people back when we were doing all in-home workshops that stamping is a double blessing, and that still holds true. I should probably go back to saying that more often like I used to. And that is because you get so much out of stamping, paper crafting when you engage in this. Hey, Linda, I'm so glad you're here. Today, I've got two Lindas. I've got Linda here in San Antonio, who is a dear friend, and then I have Linda in Minnesota, who is a new online friend. So, you know, what we do with this, it enriches and warms the cockles of our heart, as the British would say. It soothes and I think it, what's the word I'm looking for? It soothes our soul in a very unique way. And hey, Mary, I'm so glad you're here from St. Louis. And it also brings such blessing when we send it to people, when we give it to people. My friend Linda here is mainly a scrapbooker. And, you know, she has told me before that scrapbooking was what helped save her sanity when her children were young. And it's so true. It ministers to us. It feeds our soul. That's what I was looking for. It feeds our soul in a very unique way. But then it also feeds others. And I just love that. So I got several things to show you here tonight, and then we're going to do just a wee bit of stamping. So I wanted to showcase Candy's Card Club a little bit because we still have another 10 days to get in on the action for July. So each month I take a bundle. In this case, it has been Forever Florals, and I create 8 cards with that bundle and provide all the supplies to make that, prepared supplies to make that, and then also include some really cool consumable products. So this month I tapped into this brand new Something Dreams, Violet Dreams. It's such pretty paper. And it has all this sheet of ephemera. So with Candy's Card Club this month, you get a half a pack of paper, which includes a whole sheet of this ephemera. And then you also get a roll of this lovely new fresh freesia ribbon. And then I don't know if they're in here. You have these. Oh, here they are. There's my part. You get a full package of these. These, I can't even remember the name of these, but they're a lot of fun to work with. So, but what I like to do, and have, I guess, grown into that. So here are your 8 cards that you're going to do. And we really tapped into, hello, Linda from Michigan. I'm so glad. Now, you see, Linda is smart. She lives here in San Antonio, and it's really hot here. So she flees to upper Michigan for the summer. Smart lady. So with this, we're taking some of that ephemera, and some of it we're using on the outside, and some of it we're using on the inside. This little frame is part of the ephemera. So we've just mixed and matched and had so much fun with these designs. I will say this back fold has been getting some really kind of positive reviews. So you can see these little doodads are just delightful to work with. Well, what I've been doing is I've also been doing well, for a long time I've done an extra project on Facebook Live. So sometimes I do it as a mystery project. This particular one, I think I did like 2 weeks ago as an extra fun fold. So using the same supplies that we use for Candy's Card Club, we did this fun fold, which is another fold that's been getting, some good feedback. And again, these are all the ephemera pieces, and they're just lovely to use with a stamp set that doesn't go with it. Now, I'll tell you, there is a lovely stamp set that goes with it, and it's Violet Dreams something. But the dies are a lot of ovals, and I had just done Candy's Card Club a couple of months prior with the other bundle that used the oval. So I thought, I'm not going to go in that direction. I want to change it up and do something different. So this is my extra project this month, but I started this last month and I'm carrying it on. I'm also using the same bundle for my bingo cards. So once a month I do an online bingo. We play on Zoom. It's a lot of fun. All the prizes are Stampin' Up! Gift certificates, so you get to choose what you want. And we finish the evening with make and takes. And a number of my bingo people are Card Club members. So I thought, why don't we use the Card Club stamps? They typically already have them, or they're getting them with they've gotten them in their Card Club kit. And let's make some different projects with the same bundle. So I like showing you different ways to use the same thing. So these look very different from these. And I just like to show versatility. And I like to stretch my own creativity and stretch yours as well. Hello there, Cindy, and welcome, Corinne. It's great to see you. So this paper here just came out. This is the new gingham, and it's actually in all 5 of the new in colors. So this is, of course, Peaceful Pine, and this is Golden Glow, and this is Barely Blush. There are 2 more colors. So with your bingo packet, you get a little 6x6 piece of all of these papers and a half a pack of the gems. And, you get a goodie bag so that even if you don't win a prize, you still have gotten a class in the process. And the prizes are, they're Stampin' Up! Product gift certificates, so they're fun. Okay, so one of the other things I started doing with Card Club is I started making card candy. So, for instance, this was Card Club two months ago. This was the Coastal Sunset Coast, the whole suite. So we made 8 cards with this. And for my Card Club members, and you can join the club anytime and you can unsubscribe anytime. It's not like Hotel California where you can check in but never check out. It's not like that. You can unsubscribe at any time. But you do get loyalty rewards when you have been a part of Card Club for 6 continuous months. And so this is what we did for that particular Card Club. You can tell we always have at least 2 fun folds. Now, when I did Sunset Coast, this was my extra card that I showed on Facebook Live. So this fun fold is a great one when you have scene cards. So what I started doing was I include something called card candy. And this was my card candy for the Coastal month. And so all of my club members got this in their packet. Now you might say, what is card candy? If you've been around paper crafting a long time, you might know what card candy is. When I first started stamping, we had, and I encountered this, I think the first time probably when I went to convention, was we used to swap card candy. Well, what is this? This is something that I can add to a card. I can take a card and I'm like, oh, okay, I could just add a few other things, probably a different color, and I can make a project. So this you can add to a scrapbook page. You could add this to a card. You could do all kinds. You could make this into a tag. You could put "to from" on the back. So card candy is something that all my club members get with their packet. Now, if you just get a single month, you don't get the card candy. It's a perk for my Card Club members. So I wanted to show you a little bit about card candy tonight. We're going to make a card with this piece of card candy. And I think it is just a fun thing to do. Now, this is the one I did last month. We did the fern, not forever fern. What's it called? It's called Fern and Flora. So, okay, before we get into this, let me show you another example of card candy. So this is my card candy for last month. So these are the projects we had for Candy's Card Club. And once again, we had really great fun folds. This one, I love the little piece of stamping that we do in here, but I love this fern stamp. And I like to take the card candy and kind of do a little bit of a different twist with it. So you'll notice here, I've made card candy and I've made it, you might not recognize that. It looks like rich raspberry. It is the back of the two-tone Blackberry Bliss, and I absolutely love it. So that is what we did for Fern and Flora. And I haven't used that piece yet. Hello, Kimmy from the Upper Peninsula. So you know what, Kimmy? So you guys know Michigan and I don't. So one of my stamping friends on here who's been a longtime club member is Linda Weir. She lives here in San Antonio and she is visiting for the summer. Well, she spends her summer in Drummond Island, Michigan. So you tell me, Kimmy, is Kimmy or Linda jump in? Is Drummond Island close? I think it might be in the Upper Peninsula. And Kimmy's in a small town up there. So for my bingo, we went here, and we went here, and we went here. So totally different from what we did here. Again, just giving you extra ideas. I feel like I began to call this the expansion pack for club. Yes, it is bingo. It is primarily bingo, but the make and takes are like the expansion club for my card club members. Because my card club members, if they play bingo, they've already got the stamps. So it's like, well, let's just go ahead and use them again in a different way. Okay, so let's make a little card with some card candy, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do. So this is the piece that I'm using tonight, and I did use, this is actually two-tone cardstock. I use it a lot. I love it. And I'm going to just get a real peaceful vibe going here. So I've been using, you may have seen or may not have seen, I just released a few hours ago, a stamp camp I'm running, and it features Lily of the Valley Sweet. So I've been using this paper a lot. Now, believe it or not, that's Lily of the Valley. But you see, this is the method and the madness that Stampin' Up! Has, where they give us these very subtle patterns. And look there, boom, I'm like done. I think I might stamp something right there. And I'm not totally sure. I want something small, and I don't even, I thought about, before I came on camera, I thought, well, I could do like a little punch. I'm just gonna stamp directly on the designer paper because I want it to be sweet and have a really soft vibe. So this banner sayings is pretty perfect. And I was thinking of this as kind of a sympathy, kind of a thinking of you, because to me, that just has such a peaceful vibe. So I think I'm going to, this could be a birthday card, but I love that consider yourself hugged. I've done that a lot. I think I'm going to do that. Or maybe the you are loved. Sending my love. But I don't really want the scripty, this is more of a cursive. And I think I like this kind of blocky font better with this. So I think I'm going to do you are loved. Can I find it quickly? Let's see. This is before I realized I needed to not attach this here. I needed to leave it plain so that I can just lift it. So this was one of my earliest where I was learning how to really use these effectively. Where is it? Well, there's the one I thought I couldn't find. You are loved. Where are you? Lord have mercy. This is why I can't read upside down. Is that it right there? No, that's here's to you. You know what? Maybe it's missing. No, of course it's going to be the one that I can't, the last one I pick up. Yeah, that's why, that's a lesson, and don't mount your stamps that way. Not ideal at all. Okay, so let me just grab this, and I think I'm going to stamp this in I'm either going to tap into this blue, or I think I'm just going to go with early espresso. So let's go super, super simple. I like this very neutral color palette. Now, before I commit and stick this down, now let me eyeball where it's going to be. I think oh, that's good, right in the light part of that gingham. Okay, I think that's going to work. Now you see, I already have pearls on here. I already have die cutting texture on here. So really, this is just ready to put together. So these are super simple layers I've done, but I think it creates a card that is really pretty and really subtle. And I can send this, honestly, even with these antique pearls, I could send this to a man or a woman. You know, sometimes I find that particularly my husband will say, honey, do you have a card I can send to a guy that, you know, is expressing sympathy or letting them know that, you know, I'm thinking about them? And I'm like, well, everything I have is kind of frilly. But this is a very unisex card. Now I am going to pop this up on dimensionals. And then I'm going to show you kind of where I'm heading with my card candy for this month. I haven't finalized it yet, but I'm heading in that direction. So let me grab some dimensionals here. And I hope you guys are having a good summer. Anybody here going to do anything special for the 4th? My husband and I are going the day before to see the new movie that's coming out called Young Washington. We are both fans of history, and I've always been very keen on American revolutionary period history. So this movie about the young George Washington, I think, will be very appropriate for the holiday and something that we will enjoy. I'm also going to be going by a place I'm looking to do a little in-person gathering, and I need to check out what day is good for them for me to bring some people in there. I'm going to do a little Christmas in July in-person class. So there we have it. Super simple, made with a piece of card candy. So this was the card candy for the Sunset Coast. This is the one for Fern and Flora. So I still will be making something with that. And this is the beginning of what I'm going to be doing for this month. So using those same colors as the Violet Dreams, and using one of the dies in a little different way. So Linda has all her kids home, and they're going to a wedding of a close family friend. How cool is that? Being married on July 4th weekend. That is awesome. We have some close friends that were married that July 4th weekend. Now that you say that, I should reach out and wish them happy anniversary. Okay, let me show you really quick. I did release this. I have a video, but especially because I used this paper. This paper is part of this gorgeous set of papers. That is and I waited till this initially kind of went on back order, or maybe the bundle did, I don't know. This is the paper called Lily of the Valley. And you know, with Lily of the Valley, couple of things. Let me show you so here's my little home decor piece that I'm providing everything for. And we're using one of the things that you get with my stamp camp is you get the paper that is part of this, I knew it wasn't going to go back in, that's part of this suite called Lux White. So there's you can see, my sticker sheet, which is one thing that comes with your stamp camp. I have pretty much maxed it out. This stuff is gorgeous. It has this little sheen to it. It has a really nice weight. So with the stamp camp, you get the full package, and that means you get two 12 by 12 pieces of this one that has the Lily of the Valley, this one that has this kind of checkerboard, and this one that is little branches. It is a lovely weight. So Linda, speaking of, I don't know if you have played with this at all with your using this as a background for scrapbook pages. But here is what I know I'm catching that ring light glare, but it has just a soft sheen and has a really nice weight. So I actually used that. I made two little booklets here. Now, so let me show you this one. This is a little brag book. Oh, I don't like the glare. Let me get rid of that so I don't have any glare. So this is the little brag book, and see, it's made with some of that Lux White. So this little brag book, and I'm including the Velcro because you may or may not have it lying around. So this little brag book comes like this, and it's just ready for your photos. You could add some other things, but this has a little bit of a gusset, so it's made so that you can add some photos. And it's just, this Lux White is such a nice weight. So you'll have everything you need to make two of these. My second one is a faith project. Now, if you're not a faith person, then you can use you don't have to, I'll show you. Let me show you the faith part, and then I'll show you if you don't want to do the faith part. So when I first saw this Lily of the Valley bundle, and the whole suite is just gorgeous, I immediately thought there's an old hymn called Lily of the Valley. And I actually included a link to it in my email today, and I'm going to include a link. I'm going to put a blog post out about it tomorrow. But it's a lovely old hymn that was written in the 1800s. Interestingly enough, written by a man in England who was a bricklayer, just a common man. And he wrote the lyrics, and they're just lovely. And then an American by the name of Ira Sankey took those lyrics and put them into kind of a folk song. And that's why it has that kind of folksy sound to it. Even though when I'm looking at the history, I'm thinking, well, the man who wrote the lyrics, he was a Salvation Army guy, Salvation Army being the William Booth gospel group. And I'm thinking, how does that work? But that's why. So Lily of the Valley is a lovely hymn. What I've done here, it's derived from the scripture from Song of Solomon. I am the Rose of Sharon and the Lily of the Valley. So I'm including this little piece of print work I've done, and then I will cut that out with the dies. But then what I've done on the inside is I've given you the print work for the lyrics. And so I'm calling this a meditation booklet. This would be a lovely gift for someone. It would also be a lovely gift to yourself. This is the first part, the very first verse. I have found a friend in Jesus. He's everything to me. He's the fairest of 10,000 to my soul, the lily of the valley, and in him alone I see all I need to cleanse and to make me fully whole. Now, when I'm saying, those words might ring a bell. You may have heard that hymn a long time ago. You may have heard it recently, but I haven't heard it recently. I haven't heard it in a long time. But whether that's the first time, whether my link is the first time you've heard it, or whether it brings up memories, it's a lovely old hymn. And I like old hymns to meditate on the words. And so this is my meditation book. Now, again, if you don't want to do this as a faith project, I'm giving you the print work here. Just discard that and use this as another little photo brag book. But I love having a little book that has several different applications for it. So those are my little brag books with my stamp camp, and then there's a bunch of cards, and there's the little home decor piece. So now let me see. Hang on, there's some great chat going on here. Oh, okay, so somebody's watching fireworks. Oh, that's Tasha. Tasha lives near, she just moved into a new apartment, and she's near downtown, so she's going to have great fireworks. And Linda's saying that they used to be able to do that from their first house. Okay, so Kimmy's liking this. Yeah, this is what I'm loving, is just, I hope that people who take my stamp camp, that it's going to spark their creativity. And like I said, this is one of those little booklets that you can make over and over again. You have everything in there. Oh, I forgot. I did a little piece there on the back. These stickers are awesome, folks. I mean, I used the heck out of them. I know it's meant to be for scrapbooking, but I have enough pieces left over that if I have a mind to, let's see. So like this piece here, I could easily, now you could put that on a card front, but this would be a nice scrapbook page. This as well. So, and then I didn't use all the flowers, but I do love the colors in this. You can see where I cut up some of the border and used it. And I used that on this one here. Yes, I am sharing the hymn. I'm just sharing the YouTube. So if you Google it, you'll find the, I worked on this print work as part of my stamp camp because I sized it, I formatted it to work with this little project. But it is an absolutely, okay, let me just give you the second verse. In sorrow, he's my comfort. In trouble, he's my stay. He tells me every care on him to roll. He's the lily of the valley, the bright and morning star. He's the fairest of 10,000 to my soul. It's just lovely language, the way that people wrote in the 1800s. It's just different, and I think it's just lovely. It's timeless, and it will bring warmth and comfort and joy to your heart or to someone else. And so there's enough where you can make several of these. So I'm giving you the template to make one and giving you all the inside pieces, but then you could just go hog wild and make more of these. So anyway, that is my Lily of the Valley stamp camp. That is it for tonight. And there's the card that we made. Simple, super simple, but I think that it's going to go to somebody who needs to know that they are loved. That is it for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in to Thursday Night Stamping. I will be here again next week on Thursday night. Make sure that you are a subscriber to sweetstamper.com. My emails is where you'll get all my info. And my blog is also where you can find, at sweetstamper.com, you can sign up for my email. But I post a lot. Well, I post a fair bit on my blog. That is it for tonight. Don't forget to join Candy's Card Club. Maybe jump into bingo this month. Maybe join take my Lily of the Valley stamp camp. I have several ways that you can stamp with me and at different price points. So I'm here to serve you in your paper crafting needs and let my light shine while I'm doing it. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Thank you for your support. I appreciate you all so much. Take care and God bless.